Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, beautiful light warriors, old souls, and evolving beings. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are actually feeling some of the energy coming in because it's here to transform us, to raise us up, and to help us out. Now, last night I was joking about the fact of how it could possibly be helping because my heart was literally palpitating. It felt like it was going to jump out of my body. And it almost felt like anxiety, which is absolutely unusual for me. So I definitely knew that the energies were making moves. And I'm very grateful that I am able to actually differentiate between what is anxiety, what is excitement, and what is the energy coming in and coming through that is of the universe actually expanding. So it also affected my electronics. So on just last 2 days, I said there's nothing I can do because it took an hour and 10 minutes to try to start the system up. So it is definitely time to get new equipment, but I'm getting there. So today I want to talk about cult psychology and the fact that it does exist, and it is so tricky, so deceitful, so manipulative, but we all fall into it. It is true masked mind control, and it is used daily. So I'm going to once again ask you to keep an open mind because I am going to bring up cultural beliefs and color to again not limit, but help us expand and understand what's being put on us that is not even remotely close to the truth. So, if you look, it was way back in around 2002 when the American Psychological Association actually started drawing attention to cult psychology. They did a huge conference on it. And unfortunately, once again, they literally seem to take us away from what's really going on in the world and how we can fall into their traps and try to put it on small little groups that exist. And what I want to talk about is this is way more prevalent. It's everywhere, every day, every few minutes. And we need to take control of it. So, according to the Psychological Association, mind control is the process by which individual or collective freedom of choice and action is compromised by agents or agencies that modify or distort perception, motivation, affect, cognition, and or behavioral outcomes. Well, gee, let me think about this a minute. Wouldn't that be our mainstream media? I mean, they're not telling us the truth, are they? And by not telling us the truth, what's happening? We're losing our collective freedom. Whenever these groups go out, whether it's Antifa or Black Lives Matter, they are going out with an agenda. And I am actually going to talk about Black Lives Matter for a minute. You can tell by my voice, I am Caucasian white. Yes, I was raised mostly in the United States, but I lived in Italy, Canada, and Africa. So, when the Black Lives Matter programming started to come out, so many people jumped on the bandwagon because they wanted to show that they support the Black population. which of course I love. But the fact is they're falling into it for the wrong reasons. And let me explain why. It is not just a Black life that matters. It is a baby's life that matters. It's a pink person's life that matters. It's a yellow person's, Chinese, Asian, purple, whatever you call it. As a matter of fact, extraterrestrial. Whatever it is that you want to call it, life matters. All lives matter. When you put up a sign that says that a certain life matters, you are automatically programming others, thinking that you're looking good because you're accepting all. But you are actually causing great damage because you are putting one group against another. And whenever you put one group against another and do not remain united, you are actually feeding the beast, the system, the matrix, and providing loosh. You see, if you actually cared about Black lives, you would go back and study the history of Africa and white colonialism and what we, white people, did to the Africans. Horrifying. What the large companies like Firestone and pharmaceutical companies did to the Africans in Liberia is so horrifying and horrendous that white schools do not teach the history properly. As a matter of fact, in the United States, I don't know of one school, and I could be wrong, that actually teaches what happened. Learning about true histories of where we came from, whether it's extraterrestrial background, whether or not it's Tartaria, whether or not our flat is Earth or round, whether or not the sun is hot, which it's not, how gravity is a big lie, you name it. Until we go back and learn the truth of everything and search for it and look for it, then we simply are creating the same problems. We're diving in and saying, oh, I'm holding up this sign. I'm a wonderful person. Women's lib. Women's lib is the biggest bunch of garbage ever created. And if you went back to find out what that was about, that was a whole other programming method. Now, do I think every individual should be compared to another individual and be able to get an equal raise? Of course I do, for the work that they do if they're working hard. But you see, by either saying that a color deserves more attention or a sex deserves more attention, you are simply feeding the issues. And I will do the topic of transgender, because transgender has nothing to do with organic beingness or choice of sexuality. This is an entire control system that is a parasite and is literally taking over the planet. If we do not choose to wake up to see what is going on, then we are contributing. Now, when you understand and wake up to what it is, you won't participate in the separation because you will know that in your heart, above and beyond all things, we need to be united. We need to be as one. You can still love that individual that is going on that path, but you don't need to give it power. You don't need to feed it. And what will happen? It will peter out and go away because not everybody else is getting up and doing it. It is the same reason why politics can be so damaging. Number one, the politicians we're working with are not at all who we think they are. Just like the Hollywood actors, Hollywood, as I say, are not who we think they are. One party is going against another party, and they're making us choose a side. Well, you know what my side is? The power of beautiful, heart centered people. We, the people, by opening our minds, getting educated, not falling for their Antifa programs, not falling for the programs George Soros based, not falling for the media hype that they make you fall into, not becoming part of the cult that automatically pays or automatically is forced to donate to a group, is something that when we say no, will make those groups disappear. If they're not funded, they cannot exist. Corporations years ago made you pay into Amway. I would have nothing to do with it because I knew what Amway was. People are forcing you to give blood or donate to Red Cross because you think you're doing this great thing. Well, go check out Haiti. Find out what happened with Red Cross. Do a little research as to what Red Cross really is. It is nothing as what you think it is. And when you get to the bottom of what is really going on in those groups, you will realize that you were played because your heartstrings said, I want to do something for someone. I want to be a good person. You're right. I don't want to divide people. I believe that everybody should be unified. Well, your actions by participating in any of them are showing the exact opposite. You have fallen from the mass mind control and separated yourself. And here's the thing. Unified means number one, we are unified with Source. By unifying with Source, we realize we are all one. What I do to you hurts me. What you do to another person hurts me. And you begin to be able to A, fix and repair your own issues, educate yourself and learn not to fall into the traps that are set up all around us, rise above to realize if you get out of the muck and the mind control and you stop feeding the loosh and the games and the monetary systems and the groups that are actually hurting you, they will simply disappear. And that is when we, the people, not relying on any agency, not relying on any agenda, not relying on any group, will actually raise our vibrations high enough to leave that matrix behind. You have the power. You need to stop giving it away. In the law of one, the only thing that matters is that we are one. And the only thing that exists is love. And some of the hardest lessons to learn is how to love the one who abused every system, every child, every person for their own needs. But when you learn to rise above and let go of what no longer serves you, and to be honest with yourself, to be honest with those that you put on a pedestal, to be honest with the fact that there will never be a politician, one single politician, who can step up and alleviate everything, but that we united and compassionate and heart-centered have every ability to let all of that go. and create our own systems, our own world, our own place to be. Do you realize that by letting the cults go, by cutting yourself off from the mind control, that we automatically become heart-centered, and our heart centers actually unify with each other because the natural flow of unconditional love is to connect. You don't have to be with another person to send energy to another person. You could be out all alone in the middle of nowhere, and with the intention of sending love to the entire universe, to Earth, the trees, the people, healing, all of that. With these new energies coming in, we have the ability to just move forward and let it go. Let it all fall apart. Let it dissolve. Let it disappear. The question is, can you let it go? Or has your daily living now become spreading news, spreading news, spreading news, trying to figure out what's the next event? Will it happen today? Will it happen tomorrow? What is going to happen? Let it go. The natural process is happening. Yes, be aware. Of course. Of course. You need to pay some attention. But playing and elongating and holding on to the results is slowing all of us down as a collective. So think about, what is it that I can do today to let go, to be love, regardless of what I see around me. Thank you so much. I send all of you so much love. I hope you have a wonderful day. Be strong, empower yourself, and let go of the rest. Love you. Bye.